Tropical astrology isn't even based on the real sky. If you've ever used one of those star apps like Skyview or Stellarium and you thought, wait, the transits say that the sun is in Leo, but this app says that the sun's in Cancer, then you already know that something's off. Maybe you've heard about the mysterious 13th sign. It went viral a few years ago and then it just vanished again. That sign is actually really important. In this video, I'm going to show you why the tropical zodiac is misaligned, what true sidereal astrology actually is, and how syncing with the actual sky for your chart readings might just be the missing piece of your healing journey. Hi, I'm Sade. I'm a somatic healing and shadow work coach for spiritual women with chronic illness. I've studied astrology since I was 6. I've loved it my whole life, but something always felt very subtly off. No matter how many times I looked at my chart, there were parts that just didn't click. After decades of doing readings professionally, I stopped doing astrology altogether. There were just too many versions, and I didn't want to lead people astray using the wrong map. And then I found the astrology system that maps the real current sky, including all 13 signs of the zodiac, not just 12. It was like looking at a chart of my actual self and not the mask that I thought I had to wear. If that resonates for you, or if you're just curious whether you should make the switch to True Sky Astrology, keep watching. The tropical zodiac, which is what is most commonly used in Western modern astrology, is based on the Earth's seasons, not the actual constellations. It locks the start of the zodiac to the spring equinox, and they call that 0 degrees Aries. And then it splits each sign into an even 30 degrees, but the Earth slowly wobbles on its axis over time in a motion called the precession, which causes the position of the stars to gradually shift. So, because tropical astrology doesn't account for that wobble, the signs are no longer a match to where the sun actually is in the sky, like it used to be. So, even though astrology might say it's Aries season, the true placement of the sun is still in Pisces. This system of astrology hasn't reflected the real sky for over 2,000 years. Tropical astrology is still the default simply because it's been the status quo for so long. No one has had any traction in challenging it. It's in all the books, certification programs, all the apps, the magazines, you name it. Most people don't even realize that there's another way to read the sky, so they never think to question it. And honestly, the tropical chart often resonates just enough that people feel like it fits, so they don't dig any further, even if something deeper doesn't quite land. Keeping the world stuck in the tropical zodiac serves another purpose too, and it's not in your favor. It keeps you locked in. The tropical system was anchored in place over 2,000 years ago, and it hasn't moved with the stars since. But you have. The earth has. The collective consciousness has. We are made from the cosmos, and therefore we need to be consciously harmonizing with them. But we're still interpreting ourselves through a static lens. This outdated framework subtly reinforces a version of reality that no longer exists. It keeps you looping through archetypes, patterns, and timelines designed for an old world, one built for control, not liberation. When we're disconnected from the actual sky, we disconnect from the actual self. When I finally realized how misaligned the tropical system was, I was outraged. I felt like I'd been living a lie my whole life. I could have had such a clearer understanding of myself, like knowing that my moon is actually in Virgo, instead of trying so hard to be a moon in Libra girly, which never really felt fully aligned. That version of me was my lower ego consciousness. By trying to be the Libra moon, I was also desperately trying to fit in and be liked. I never really understood how to relate to Libra energy from an emotional standpoint, and it always felt kind of off. If you've ever felt a missing piece or wondered if there's a right kind of astrology out there, well, now you know why. I was constantly looking up interpretations for my Mars, Moon, Venus, trying to figure out how I was supposed to navigate these energies. It felt like I was estranged from my own chart, like it was something that I needed to fix or decode instead of just a mirror of my soul. If you found this interesting so far, please hit the like button before we keep going. True Sidereal Astrology, which is also called True Sky Astrology or Constellational Astrology, is based on the actual constellations as they appear in real time. It aligns your chart with what you'd actually see in the sky today using a star app or a telescope. Unlike tropical astrology, it accounts for the Earth's wobble, and it doesn't round the constellations into these perfect 30-degree slices. The constellations are different sizes, so it reflects their real sizes and positions along the ecliptic. And you might be wondering, what about regular sidereal astrology or Vedic astrology? Vedic astrology is also sidereal, and it uses the constellations, but it's still dividing them into 12 equal sections. So it's leaving out the 13th sign, Ophiuchus, to keep the zodiac at its easily divisible 12 signs. True sidereal astrology is the only system that includes all 13 constellations and updates with the sky in real time. So let's talk about Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus. I kind of interchange my pronunciation of them. But Ophiuchus is the 13th constellation that the sun passes through every year for around 18 days from November 30th to around December 17th or 18th. And it's between Scorpio and Sagittarius, but it's completely left out of the tropical and Vedic zodiac. Fucus represents the missing link. It's the archetype of the awakened human. It's the one who's integrated their shadow and light, reconciled their inner duality, and transcended the endless loop of the hero's journey. It's the spoke at the center of the wheel of life, not just another sign, but the axis that breaks the cycle by representing transcendence. In ancient Egypt, this part of the sky was revered, although it wasn't called Ophiuchus. It was associated with Imhotep, a real person who was later deified after his death, just like Jesus Christ. Egyptian star maps include this constellation, often symbolized by a serpent. It represents medicine, transmutation, and Kundalini energy. Ophiuchus symbolizes Christ consciousness. The 12 signs of the zodiac are the 12 disciples, and Ophiuchus is the Christ in the center. Without the 13, it's just a loop designed to keep consciousness turning in circles, never ascending. I believe the 13th sign has been omitted deliberately because systems of control cannot survive an integrated and sovereign human. Your chart isn't just a personality blueprint, it's a mirror. When you're looking at the wrong type of chart, a false sky, it's like trying to see yourself through a fog. You end up playing roles that don't even belong to you. When I saw my true sidereal chart, it was like, oh my gosh, there I am. I spent years in isolation after becoming disabled from rheumatoid arthritis. Being cut off from society gave me space to strip away the people pleasing, the masking, and trying to belong. During these years, I finally met the real me. So when I saw my true sidereal chart for the first time just 9 months ago, it felt like a validation of everything that I had already discovered. So, this false reality that we've been living in, that general feeling of disempowerment that awake humans are having more than ever, is commonly referred to as the Matrix. And the Matrix is a system that we unconsciously agree to. The tropical chart is symbolic of the psychology of your Matrix avatar, not your soul's evolution. When you follow the tropical chart, you're living a timeline that's out of sync with who you are meant to become. True sidereal astrology gave me the GPS coordinates of my real identity. It showed me that I wasn't lost anymore. I was just reading the wrong map. This isn't just about astrology, it's about waking up to the truth. You're probably wondering what you should do now. Start simple. Run your True Sidereal Astrology chart. There's a website called Mastering the Zodiac that calculates your True Sky Astrology chart online. I will leave the link down below. Then just sit with it. Absorb that new chart. Don't try to decode it and decide to switch right away. Just feel into what it's showing you. If it does click for you, there might be a need to grieve the identity associated with your old chart. Allow yourself to let go of the roles, the timelines, and the archetypes, and then your chart becomes a mirror, not a mask. If you're watching this, it's probably time to realign with cosmic reality so your evolution doesn't get delayed by distortion. I'd love to know, what did your True Sky chart reveal? Did it shock you? Please comment below. I'd love to hear the discoveries that you've made. Learning your True Sky Astrology chart is just the first step to the inner transformation and reclaiming your power. In the next video, I'll walk you through how to use your True Sidereal chart for shadow work and self-healing. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss it. If you've got astrology besties who are ready to exit the matrix and reclaim their power too, make sure you send this to them. Take back your power, people. Mwah. Ciao.